Hi, I'm Ankna and this is a video response for Sacrafters design team call, and I know I'm pretty late for it and today is the last day of submission, but I will put the link for the DT call as well as her store down below in the description box so that you can check out the goodies she has in her store. Although I didn't have much time left to order something and use it in my project from her shop, as I learned about this challenge pretty late, and that is why I was late in the submission as well. But anyways, I just wanted to give it a try and I hope she likes my project. And this is what I've come up with, and it's Wishing Well, and this is inspired by Miranda, MsLiberty 25. And I have made this well basically from the box of salt, modern salt, which you normally get for the household works, and I just ripped off all the cover and the lid on top, and it was pretty easy. It just came out with the hand. So it just opened up like that, and then I painted it in and out with black, and then I used these paper from this pack from Colorbook. It's Natural Beauty, and there are some really gorgeous prints in this collection, and I really loved that. So I used two papers from the collection. One is this, the other one is this, and I just cut half-inch strips from these papers, and I individually distressed each and every strip, and then for the white ones I inked them in black, and then I stuck individually, alternating the strips, and it gave me a ladder-like effect like this. And then I used some texture paste for this, and this recipe of making a texture paste was from Sacrafters, the baking soda one, and I'll put the link below in the description box for the recipe as well. So I made that texture paste, and I used my stencil for the garden rocks, and I just applied it at random places, here, and also at the back. Like so, and it really gave a very beautiful effect. I just loved how it came out. And then on the top here I have a black trim going all around, and then on the brim itself I have some pearl strings of iridescent pearls going all around. And then here on top there's an acrylic bird from Michaels, and coming down here I have a shoe right there, and it's a ice skating shoe, and I'm not sure if you can see the metal down here. It's peeking through here for the shoe right there. And this has some jingle bells on over here. You can actually hear them when they dangle when you move it. And then on top of it I just placed a black rose, and I just applied some glitter from Martha Stewart's, white glitter. And all these flowers that I've used are from Wild Orchid Crafts. And then I have applied this metal wing which I got from Walmart, and it has some dangled charm right here, and there's a peace sign here, and the other one has a little bow and a pink pearl dangling down. So just to give it a little movement and it actually gave a very beautiful effect. And then on the roses itself, on this white one also, I have applied Martha Stewart's glitter, and all these roses are glittered, as you can probably see, like so. And these tiny ones are also from Wild Orchid Crafts. This resin flower is from Recollections, and then there's a flat bag big bead from Wild Orchid Crafts, and then some pearls from my stash. And then down here I have placed some cheesecloth, and then I have put all the embellishments on top of it. And here I have a piece of doily which I just ruffled and used, and this is a piece of a jewelry. It was a ring, and I just took it apart and used it here. And then for the base I just used some chipboard, and I painted it in black as it was in normal chipboard gray color. And then I again used the modeling, the texture paste from Sacrafters recipe, and I used my brick stencil and gave this floor effect all around. You can see better at the back here, like so. And then after that I placed some this mini rosette trim from Tim Holtz, and below that is some black trim. And then I have my handmade rolled rose right here, and then from here, peeking from the back, there is some bridal tulle in silver. It actually gives an effect like chicken wire, but it is actually a bridal tulle, and it's pretty soft. And on this side as well I have a flower, and these are the petals from Wild Orchid Crafts, which you get in a pack of 100 or so. So I just painted them black, then I applied some glitter on it, and then placed a tiny Wild Orchid Craft flower in the center and glittered that as well. And at the back right here is again a piece of doily which is ruffled, and then again there's a tulle, and at the back right here is a key charm hidden at the back, and then there's a flat back pearl from Wild Orchid Crafts. And for the doily I basically used this kind of a doily, and I have a whole bunch of it now. So I just cut it apart in half, and then again I cut it apart in half, and then I just ruffled that triangle by piece and used it here and here at the back. And the remaining half of the doily was used here. I just made a semicircle over here, and then I placed my embellishments on top of it. So there is a wooden spool which I got from a thrift store, and I inked it with my sprays, and then on top of it there's a crown which I got from Michael's, and on top of it there I placed a pearl right there. And on the spool I just wrapped some Tim Holtz film strip ribbon, and it is going all the way up right there, and some of it is coming down here as well. And I just applied texture paint from Linda's recipe, that was Faythchick 777. Hi Linda. And I just used that texturing sand mixed with paint, and I applied it all over, and it gave a very soft and natural texture, which I just love and use in almost all of my projects. It is applied here as well. Excuse me. So there are some pearls right there, and then over here on the doily I placed some cheesecloth and then some tulle silver bridal tulle right there, and on top of it I made that's my handmade burlap nest, and I just placed some eggs that are also handmade from clay that I make, and I just glittered them. As you can see, the eggs as well are glittered. And then this I used this bird which I got from Michael's at the time of Christmas clearance last year, and it was just lying there in my stash, and it was a light blue color, and I painted it in white and then applied glitter all over to give it a really pretty shiny look, and I just love the way it came out. I hope you can see that right there. And then I have some pearls right here from my stash, and then at the back I have another flower from Michael's right there. So I guess this is the button, and I hope I've covered everything right there. And then coming on top, for this I used the wood which I got from Home Depot, and I chopped them and made a hole through them with the help of my hubby. And this shed is also wooden shed, and this also I made with the help of my hubby. He cut every bit of it and helped me in making this, and it has a bottom which is also painted and textured and is also wooden. So it was a tough task, and I would really like to thank him for helping me so much in this project. And so this is it. And this for the rod I used this for the turning thing. I used this rod which I had in my stash for a very long time, and I think I got it with the Christmas tree last year, and it was just lying like that, so I just decided to use it over here. And then over here I have at one end I have this black rose from Wild Orchid Crafts, which I glittered and then gessoed a little bit. And then at this end as well I have some roses, some flowers, which are my handmade ribbon roses. And this is also a spool which I painted and textured, and on the corners I again have some of my handmade ribbon roses. And this over here I have used Tim Holtz film strip ribbon, and it does move, and there's an angel that comes out of it like so, and that's a handmade angel. I'm sorry, the handmade cherub. And I used my homemade clay for that, and it has a Wild Orchid Craft rose in his hand. And I used some white polymer clay, and then I applied glitter all over. I just hope you can see some of the glitter right there, and it is completely glittered, and it looks really pretty when it comes out. So and at the back for the eyelet thing I used an arrow, which was a metal piece, and it was given to me from Alyssa Martinez in a swap, so thanks Alyssa. And so this just goes slowly down there. And for the basket I used a doily, and I just ruffled it and pierce some wire inside it, which I'll just tell you in a moment. And inside this I just used a handmade fabric flower to make the angel sit and make the basket a little bit more sturdy, and so that it can hold and make the angel sit. And then inside here I just have I made a stool kind of a thing, and it is more like a chair sort of, so that the basket can go and slightly sit on top of it. So I just used a ribbon spool which I had empty in my stash, and I painted it in black and then applied some doily on top of it. And then this angel just goes right in there and sit on that chair like so. And for the basket, I just used one of the doily I cut from this, and I used a wire, and it was a 20 gauge wire, I think, and then I just went along, you know, in and out from these loops, and just gathered it and bunched it, and then just closed the wires so that it can make a basket. And then I made a handle out of the wire and covered it with the ribbon. Let me just show you quickly again from the back. So that's how I made a handle, and I tied a ribbon on top of it, and it slowly goes down like so. And for the top right here, I used this Martha Stewart's paper doily. It was more like a tag, and I embossed it in black because I wanted that raised shiny look. So I just hope you can see that. So I just embossed it, and then I used a wooden piece from Art Minds like this, and then I painted it in white, and then I just stamped this word amore, that means love, and I just love this word, so I just decided to use it. And then this metal piece was in my stash from a very long time, so I decided to use it as it was matching the wooden piece down here. And then I used some flat back pearls right there at both the ends, and then in the center I put some glossy accent. And this whole thing I just stuck it on the foam tape to give it a little more dimension. And on top right here is a fleur-de-lis in black, and this was from Recollections. And then at the corners I used some black ribbon, thin one, and on one side, on both the sides of the shade, I just took strips of papers from my Paris collections, because it matched the colors from the collection which I used in this. So I just decided to use that paper, and I just punched these strips out individually and then inked them all with my black ink from Rangers, and I applied on one on top of the other, and then I applied some gesso all over for a softer texture. And over here I have again those petals which I painted in black from Locket Crafts, and then applied glitter on top. And this is my handmade rose from clay, so I just decided to use it as a center to give it a little more popped out look. And at the back right here I got these wooden things. It was like spray kind of a thing for the tall vases which you get from Home Depot, and I just painted it it was already in black. I just applied some gesso and some glitter at the very edges. And then down here I have some lace from my stash, and I just ruffled it and made it like a semi fan kind of a thing, and I just placed it down there under the flower. And then here again I have some bridal tulle, and this is the flower petal I was talking about, which I painted in black over here. And then these were also white, the smaller ones, and I inked them in brown, and again I sprinkled some glitter on top, and then used a flat back pearl. And I have one more right here, exactly the same. And then here I use some pearl strings which I had in my stash right there. And then down here I just have a charm dangling down, and this charm I got, I guess, from Walmart, and it has a heart, a big bauble there, and black and white and these glittery ones. So I just love this, and it kind of matched very well, so I decided to use it here. And then on this corner I have a lantern which was from Recollections. This one I've just picked these up from Michael's. It was in clearance, so I just inked the edges and used some Martha Stewart's black glitter. I just hope you can see that. I'm sorry for the lightings. Right there. So I glittered it at the edges, and at the back I never wanted to leave it plain, so I just took a piece of lace and made a bow out of it, and then used this Wild Rocket Crafts flower center as the center for the bow. And then on top here I have some rolled roses, ribbon rolled roses. I handmade these, and I stuck these individually. And at the corners here again I just inked the edges, but it was still pretty light and I wanted it to highlight a little bit, so I used some thin ribbon all around. So this is pretty much it. I'm sorry. And I'll just show you this cherub one more time, like so. There you go. And so I just hope she likes my project, and I hope everyone else likes my project. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And any suggestions or any advices are more than welcome. And thank you so much for watching.